The gunshot tore through the quiet morning like a scream in a church. One moment, my disabled daughter, Lily, sat on our front porch, cradling her stuffed rabbit, Flopsy, whispering secrets to its worn, velvety ears. Next, a deafening crack split the air, and I saw her slump, the rabbit tumbling from her hands, its belly ripped open, stuffing spilling like snow-stained red. Across the lawn stood Margaret, our HOA president, gripping a pistol, her face a mask of cold certainty. She was hiding something in that toy, she said, as if those words could justify the blood pooling at my child's feet. I dropped my coffee mug, the ceramic shattering on the driveway, and ran to Lily, my heart pounding louder than the shot. The neighborhood, once a haven of manicured lawns and polite waves, froze in horror, witnesses to a nightmare born from fear and power unchecked. This is the story of how one woman's paranoia shattered our lives and how we fought to reclaim them. We moved to Maple Grove for the promise of peace. The cul-de-sac, with its tidy bungalows and fluttering American flags, felt like a postcard of suburban dreams. As a widower raising Lily, who has sensory processing disorder, I craved stability. Her condition made the world overwhelming loud noises, bright lights. Even a stranger's touch could send her spiraling. But Lily was a fighter, her smile brighter than her struggles, and Flopsy, her rabbit, was her anchor. She'd clutch it through hospital visits, meltdowns, and quiet nights when sleep refused to come. Every morning, we'd sit on the porch for 10 minutes before school, Lily tracing patterns on Flopsy's ears while sunlight danced across the sidewalk. It was our ritual, our slice of calm. But Margaret noticed. She was the HOA's self-appointed guardian, a woman in her late 50s with a clipboard and a smile that never reached her eyes. At first, her complaints were small. A note about Flopsy cluttering the porch, a warning about Lily's chalk drawings disrupting visual harmony. I brushed them off as petty, but Lily felt the weight. "Is Miss Margaret mad at Flopsy?" she'd whisper, her eyes flicking to Margaret's house. I'd reassure her with hot chocolate and hugs, but the tension grew. Packages arrived, torn open sensory toys for Lily, scattered like trash. One day, Flopsy vanished from the porch. Lily's meltdown lasted hours, her sobs echoing through the house. 2 days later, the rabbit reappeared, its stitching tighter, its stuffing oddly firm. I squeezed it and felt something hard inside. Heart racing. I cut it open and found a GPS tracker tucked among the cotton. Who would do this to a child's toy? I called the police, but they dismissed it as a prank. I installed cameras, one aimed at Margaret's house. The footage showed her placing Flopsy on our porch at dawn, staring into the lens without blinking. When I showed the HOA, they shrugged. Margaret was within her rights as president. Neighbors grew distant, avoiding us like we were cursed. Margaret's presence became a shadow, lingering walks past our house, binoculars glinting from her window. She emailed the HOA, calling Lily's rocking and humming suspicious. One board member replied, "Keep watching. Better safe than sorry." My stomach churned. This wasn't just rule sit, it was obsession. The morning it happened, the air was crisp, the sky too blue. Lily sat on the porch swing, Flopsy pressed to her cheek, humming a tune only she knew. I was inside, flipping pancakes, when I saw Margaret across the street, arms crossed, staring. Her gaze wasn't annoyance, it was intent, like a hunter sizing up prey. I stepped outside, but a delivery call pulled me to the neighborhood gate. 5 minutes, Lily begged. "Flopsy's telling me a story." I nodded, trusting the cameras. I was gone for 3 minutes. The scream stopped my heart. I sprinted back, rounding the corner to a scene that didn't compute. Lily curled on the porch, screaming, blood seeping from her side. Flopsy lay shredded, stuffing everywhere. Margaret stood at the steps, gun in hand, trembling but defiant. "She hid something in that rabbit," she said, voice flat. I had to act. I scooped Lily up, pressing my hands to her wound, shouting for help. Blood soaked my shirt as she sobbed. "Flopsy's broken, Daddy." Neighbors emerged, some calling 911, others frozen. Margaret didn't run. She repeated, "It was for safety," as if reciting a script. At the hospital, doctors said the bullet grazed Lily's abdomen, missing vital organs. She'd survive, but the scars, physical and emotional, would stay. She woke crying, asking if she'd been bad. I held her, whispering, "You're perfect." Back home, The police found no thread in Flopsy, just stuffing and a lavender bead Lily had tucked inside. Margaret's story unraveled. Forum posts about disabled decoys, emails plotting surveillance, a second tracker under our car. She'd built a delusion where Lily, a 7-year-old, was a criminal mastermind. The courtroom was grim. Video showed Margaret shouting, "Show me what's inside," before firing. She got 5 years too little for the pain she caused. Online, some called her a hero, spinning conspiracies about us. But the truth spread faster. Justice for Lily trended, disability advocates rallied, and the HOA crumbled under scrutiny. Lily came home quiet, her spark dimmed. She wouldn't touch Flopsy, now in a glass case, a relic of trauma. The porch stayed empty, its swing creaking in the wind. Neighbors brought casseroles, but their apologies felt hollow. They'd seen Margaret's cruelty and stayed silent. I quit my job, haunted by the blood, the bang, Lily's screams. Therapy helped, but healing was slow. One day, Lily asked for a new rabbit. We named it Clover, a symbol of hope. She didn't hug it like Flopsy, but she let it sit nearby, a cautious step forward. The reckoning came in waves. Protests ousted the HOA board. The governor pushed the Lily law, curbing HOA overreach and protecting disabled kids. We spoke at a town hall, Lily holding Flopsy's case, whispering, "He's not scary." Her words silenced the room, then the world. Margaret's life collapsed, jobless, shunned, her mugshot plastered online. But true justice wasn't her fall, it was Lily's rise. Months later, she stepped onto the porch alone, Clover in hand. She swung 3 times, looked at the camera, and smiled a small, real smile. The porch was hers again. This wasn't just about one woman's hate. It was about systems that let fear fester, communities that ignore warnings, and silence that breeds violence. Lily taught us strength isn't loud, it's a girl reclaiming her swing, a father speaking truth, a world waking up. Flopsy wasn't just a toy. It was love, stitched and soft, and no bullet could destroy that. What do you think? Should Margaret have faced harsher consequences? How do we stop fear from turning neighbors into enemies? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about violence, injustice, and what it takes to protect the vulnerable. Your voice matters.